This weekend, motorsports from around the world presented in less time than it takes you to roll a supercross track, at least just one lap. First off, we have MotoGP being sold for the price of about $4.2 billion, somewhere around the ballpark, because Liberty Media Corporation is acquiring the majority of MotoGP, about 86%. Dorna Management is retaining the rest with about 14%. Just to put that in context, Star Wars was bought by Disney for $4 billion. Yes, it was over 10 years ago. However, that is semantics. This is a big acquisition. The other one that we have in the sport that happened last year was when World Supercross got revived by some of the investors that own some football teams. I'm not talking about American football. I'm talking about soccer. Yes, we have to talk a little bit about what happened in St. Louis Supercross with Jett Lawrence getting bam-bammed because he was potentially running away from freeze. He responded saying that, let's just say that, yes, I got bam-bammed. It's the first experience. No, it's just a sucky situation, just cut down under Jett, and obviously Barcia was defending his line from someone else. That's nice of him saying that because we know that it was freeze that could have freezed him. It was a do-or-die situation for Barcia, and it was just the wrong place, wrong time, and got KO'd basically. Kind of hit my arm pretty good and got a gnarly Charlie horse. He hit me like some nerve in my arm where I just kind of lost feeling and strength in my hands, and luckily he's going to be able to bounce back. He says he's got a break, so he's going to come back stronger. We have some other penalties that went down where you had some of the Futures riders getting penalized for jumping on the red cross flag, and also the majority of the 450 class, at least the factory guys between Jason Anderson, Chase Sexton, Aaron Plessinger, Cooper Webb, Jett Lawrence. Yes, the flag was in a precarious situation. It wasn't being waved. It was hard to see. I talked with MX Sports, and they said they are currently talking about radios. If you missed Title 24, these guys as well.
Right? You can fault all of them because, look, they all did it.
A rule is a rule.
Yep.
Could there have been more emphasis from the flagger? Of course. Do the riders still need to be aware? Yes. And AMA could have definitely taken and made more of an effort and emphasis with the flag, for sure. You can't leave it static like that. What's the remedy? I love radio comms. What fires me up about...
And that is perfect. I really like this podcast because you've got Ricky Carmichael, who is announcing at the races, but he gives a different perspective in there. So make sure you guys check out Title 24. If we move over to Tomac, who is back. Yes, I alluded over, the last several weeks that Tomac had some sort of a lingering issue. And it turns out I was correct. Tomac on the Pulp MX show goes into his recent ankle injury, and he was kind of keeping it under wraps. Yes, Tomac being quiet. That is an oxymoron because we know that sucker just has a perfect poker face. And he also went further, stating that Dirt works for limiting the whoops. I do like the fact that there's no dragon backs, but what Tomac was saying was limiting only 9 whoops is limiting the elite riders from really showcasing, and I do agree with that. I've stated before that I don't like the 9 whoop rule because the racing isn't as good because you can just triple, and you're out. Right? Or you can just kind of skim them. You can close your eyes and just wheelie through the whole suckers if these guys wanted to. When they have 12 of the suckers, that's when things get really, really scary. At the end of this month, you've got the FIM World Championship to set off for the endurance racing, where it is 24-hour motos. This is freaking insane. Could you imagine racing a street bike around a course for 24 effing hours? They're only doing 4 rounds, but man, what an endurance deal. I've done some long distance stuff with some Ironman, and I hated every bit of it, but yet I still love it. These guys are just sick individuals that want to push themselves that far at 200 miles an hour. Not that I'm biased or anything, but you have One Industries actually going on sale finally, and this is just super freaking cool because this is a company that I want to support. I love their stuff. I loved it from their Trooper helmets. Yes, they were kind of elongated to where it put some pressure on your neck, but it was just such a cool helmet, and the gear was awesome. They actually say that they're not about cutting cost or sacrificing quality for profit. So, you know, I do like seeing more gear companies and just more companies in general just coming into the space. And finally, MXGP, we are in for a treat because there is a good championship battle going between Tim Geiger and Jorge Prado, who is the current world champion and points leader. They are going to the Mediterranean Sea at Sardinia for round 3. This is a huge sand track, so I'm certainly interested to see what plays out through here. And along with they've got the EMC 125 championship that is going to be their first round here. How cool. These guys are doing a women's class, a 250 class, the 125 class, the MX2 class, and the MXGP. The Europe motocross scene is just on fire, and that is why I'm a little bit biased saying that the best motocross riders in the world are overseas. Supercross guys, definitely here in the United States, but it's just because of the compound effect, the 10,000 hour rule. The guys overseas spend all year racing motocross, where here in America, it is only 3 months, where most of the time people don't even want to race it, right? Because Supercross makes the majority of the money. As far as it goes from platforms, as far as corporations, KTM, Honda, you name it, they pay the most for Supercross, then it goes to MXGP, then motocross. Not so sure where the numbers for World Supercross play into that, but it is coming, I believe, a little bit from the investors to pay everybody. I don't know if they've got full-blown support from the manufacturers as of yet. But hey, if you found value in this, make sure that you hit that subscribe button and notification icon and stay tuned for more videos to come.